savewithconrad.com.
My name is Sergio. I'm from Lancaster in California. The motivation behind just following through with this refinance was to have a baby on the way. So just wanted to get everything in order. In the past couple of years, just afraid to pull the trigger, but then it just seemed like the right time to do it. I went to multiple banks, not only the mortgage I had, but then I went to you, and then I also went to several others. And it just seemed like your team, they were just completely honest and outright. Also, all the information was just laid out for me right there and then, answering all my questions in a timely, efficient manner. Diane was just so helpful and above and beyond accessible with both texting and emails, and just any information that they needed. She would explain to me what exactly they wanted me to send, and then if there were any issues, she was able to just resolve them pretty quickly, versus other companies that sometimes it would take a couple of days to get some information. We were looking to pay down some debt, also looking into making some improvements to the home, also build up our backyard, do everything, especially for our daughter coming. By doing this cash out, it's a good amount that we're saving, between $1,000 and $1,500 a month, I would say. It helped out tremendously as well. My name's Sergio. I'm from Lancaster, California, and I saved over $1,500 a month with savewithconrad.com.
NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. savewithconrad.com. Hey, it's Conrad the Mortgage Guy, and you're listening to Grilling JR with the voice of professional wrestling, Mr. Jim Ross. Jim, how are you, man?
I'm great, Connie. I'm great. How are you doing?
Man, better than I deserve. Excited to be back with you today. You've had a pretty eventful week or so. Yeah. I know that last week we weren't able to record because you were mid-flight. I think you went across the pond for the love of wrestling. How was your experience?
Awesome. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had, Connie, on doing a appearance at a convention type environment, and it was very successful. A lot of our friends, you're my friends and peers, were there. I had my table was right next to Lawler's, so that helped our business, both of us, because we signed a lot of stuff, and so it was good. I did 2 days. Saturday and Sunday, flew out of there on Monday. I actually, it was a unique situation. After Sunday, I spent the night there in, where the hell was I? Oh shit, Connie. What's the name of that? I can't remember the name of the place I went, which is embarrassing. But I rode in a car from our appearance into London, and that was a little added on. It's not too great, but I'll work on that next time. But it was good. It was good. The promoters did a great job, and it was a huge success. I've never seen so damn many wrestling fans, and there was a lot of good talent there I got to hang with. Like I said, Lawler was in there, and he and I are at the same hotel, so we got a chance to catch up and, talk about each other's ailments. And then I flew out of London on Monday and back to the States. London to where did I go? I went to London to I'm trying to think, Connie. You can tell my age is getting to me. I can't but it was good. It was the appearances were good, the food was great, no issues. So it's good. A nice little hotel. So I had a great time. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Well, make plans to join JR and everybody else that, for the love of wrestling, they've already announced dates for 2027. Get that on your calendar. In Manchester, for the love of wrestling, is where you want to be next February. Jim, since we've recorded last, we lost a member of the WWE family. One of the more important members behind the scenes. I'm disappointed to announce that Kerwin Silfies is no longer with us. He's passed away, and he was a staple from the very first WrestleMania until 2020. I think he was a part of those COVID layoffs, or it was just a mess. I wish he had a different ending to his WWE run, but man, what a career he had. 35 years, I think, in total. So I'm sure you got to spend a lot of time getting to know Kerwin and his personality and really what moved him and drove him. Most of us, we've just heard the name. We never got to know the man. What can you tell us about Kerwin Silfies, Jim?
Very hardworking, very skilled. He was a big asset for me going there and being new and coming from the enemy, so to speak. But Kerwin was always very polite, very nice. We had a lot of fun having a cocktail here, there, and yon. And but I had a good rapport with Kerwin, and he's going to be missed. And you know, it's one of those kind of deals where you kind of get out of touch with somebody. And I wish I had, knowing the eventuality of his situation, I wish I had been able to spend more time with him, because he was a real nice guy, and he took good care of me. I can tell you that. As far as voiceovers and things like that, he just was always on top of his game. So it was good. It was good to be around him as long as I was. He was there from day one when I got there. He didn't have any animosity toward me for being a WCW guy. So, but I had a lot of fun with Kerwin. He's a good dude. He's going to be missed, no doubt about that. So, but what a nice guy. It was a very abrupt. I didn't know he was ill, and but he was, and it got the better of him. He'd had some heart issues over the years, but he fought, and he worked hard, and he was a good guy. And you know, to work for Vince that long in that role, that hot shot role, is quite something. So I'm going to miss him, and I wish I had spent more time. Same old story, man. What if we'd have spent more time? What if let's go have a cocktail, let's go have a bite to eat or something? But that didn't happen. But my memories of Kerwin Silfies were always going to be positive. Just a good dude, and he was a big asset for me in my career there, especially the early days of WWE. My tenure there, it was just good. It was good. It was a good scenario, and I really appreciate his help. He helped break the ice with a lot of people because he had such tenure and was so well respected in the TV studio that he carried a lot of weight. So, but he's going to be missed. There's no doubt about that, Connie. He's going to be missed. Good dude, kind of guy you want on your team.
Yahoo did a great tribute to him. It said, unlike former producer Kevin Dunn, who was well known to wrestling fans during his lengthy WWE career, Silfies spent most of his WWE tenure unknown to fans. Nevertheless, he was a valuable director of many key events, including WrestleMania 3, 4, 5, and 6, and Saturday night's main event from 87 to 92. I mean, when you think about WrestleMania, you know, as a fan, WrestleMania 5 was my favorite until WrestleMania 6. As an adult, I can appreciate, hey, before I started watching wrestling, WrestleMania 3, I mean, at least in Vince McMahon's mind, that's really the WrestleMania that sort of put WWE on the map. And to know that Kerwin Silfies was entrusted to be his director for that, that's a hell of a vote of confidence from Vince McMahon, is it not?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Kerwin never let anybody down. You know, he was very consistent. He was very organized, and just did a great job all the way around. So he's going to be missed. You know, he'd been off the road and taking care of his health as best he could. Like I said, he had some heart issues that he had to deal with, and I hadn't heard anything differently that had changed. So, but when I heard that he passed away, I was shocked and surprised. He's just such a good guy, and it's kind of one of those deals where on your journey you meet a lot of different people and a lot of unique people, and he was one of those. And I just had a great respect for Kerwin Silfies and his in his work, his dedication. So I don't know, man. That was the only damper to my trip to England. So it was what it was, but it was a great experience. My appearances there were outstanding. I don't think I've ever had a line. Lawler and I never had a line as big as we had on Saturday. And where in the hell did we go?
You were in Manchester, weren't you?
Yeah, Manchester. The only thing I missed out in Manchester was because our schedule was so intense. Was I missed a little bit of the food opportunities. I've always said that the best Chinese food that I ever had that I can recall while being on the road over the years was in Manchester. They have a huge Asian community, and they have some amazing Asian restaurants. So I had mixed reviews at Manchester. I missed out on all the Japanese food, Chinese food, because of the schedule we had at the convention. So it was all good. It was all good in that regard.
Switching gears back to Kerwin Silfie, your personal friend Taz did a great video that he posted, and he even released it as a podcast. He says, "I can't explain what a super person and a great director Kerwin was. I worked with him for many years in WWE on the road and in studio. His passion for great TV and the wrestling biz was strong. This man once was working in the studio through an actual heart attack and kept working.
Yeah.
Very sad to hear this. I hope they put him in their WWE Hall of Fame. He belongs. Prayers and support to his family. RIP." I think that's long overdue. I think it was years ago, the Ultimate Warrior and maybe others were campaigning that some of the behind the scenes folks should be acknowledged. I think Kerwin Silfies, that would be a really nice touch for him and his family for him to go into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. Don't you think?
I think it's a no-brainer. I just think it's a no-brainer. I think that he's earned his way into the Hall of Fame. And looking at the Hall of Fame list, some names you'll see on there that kind of surprise you. But Kerwin's name on there, it wouldn't surprise me or anybody that's been around very long. He deserves every accolade that he can be bestowed upon. So it's one of the great things about getting out of my Oklahoma territory and then going to Atlanta. Golly, just my journey has been so unique, and being around guys like Kerwin was always a blessing and a benefit.
Well, something else I think you'll find as a benefit is Mars Men. All right, so listen up. All of us are getting a little older, but when us guys hit mid-30s, things start to feel more difficult. One day you wake up and it's just business as usual, but the next day it feels like you're sort of walking through mud. That's not supposed to happen, but here's what's going on with your body. Every year from the time we turn 30 on, we start to lose a little bit of testosterone. Now, some of my friends had looked into things like TRT, and if you get into a rabbit hole on TRT, you can learn a lot. You dig deeper and you realize what you're actually signing up for. It's like $3,000 a year to shut down your body's natural production of testosterone forever. Man, that's terrifying. But if you're ready to slow down the hands of time, as DDP might say, and do it the natural way, I want you to look into Mars Men. It's a potent and natural testosterone stack that optimizes your body's ability to use testosterone. Now, let me explain. Mars Men gives you the same benefits of optimized testosterone, energy, strength, focus, but it does all this without shutting your body down. I want to be really clear on this. There's no synthetics, there's no needles, there's no dependency. Think of it more like hitting the reset button on your hormone factory instead of just shutting it down. We're talking real natural ingredients inside of Mars Men, all that support healthy T levels, stamina, and recovery. I think you're going to feel the difference. If you're a gym rat, you're going to notice you've got stronger lifts. If you're like me, you'll notice there's no afternoon crash. There's more consistent energy. There's better focus throughout the day. That's probably the best way to describe it. It's like a steady drive all day long, not like a quick spike you might get from caffeine. I'm a big believer in this product. I've tried it. JR has too. You'll love it. I want you to know that it's made right here in the USA. It's third party tested, and they put their money where their mouth is with a 90-day money back guarantee. You see, there's no risk. Worst case scenario is you try Mars Men and you don't absolutely love it, and they'll get you your money back. But over 91% of users report higher energy levels. Thousands of guys just like myself are feeling incredible results. Don't take our word for it. Go check out the reviews on the website and see for yourself. And right now, for a limited time, our listeners can get 50% off for life and free shipping. And how about this? 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. It's a perfect way to kick the new year off strong. Go right now to mengotomars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts when you check out. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. All right, so Jim, we're excited to be talking about some professional wrestling here today. I know that we're looking forward to watching a match together. If you've been tuning in with us for the last several weeks, we've had JR call some matches. Today is going to be no exception. We're going to have him review an old Ring of Honor match with Tommaso Ciampa and Adam Cole. Stay tuned for that, especially if you've not seen these guys hook it up before. I think you're in for a real treat. But before we talk about that, I wanted to hit the other big major news and headline. AJ Styles is now officially retired. Lots of speculation coming out of the Royal Rumble. Hey, is this the end of his WWE career, or is this the end of his wrestling career? There was rumor and innuendo that maybe he wasn't leaving on the best terms, and perhaps he's going to make some appearances for AEW or in New Japan or do a farewell tour outside of WWE. But it doesn't appear that is the case, at least not right now. He was asked on the Raw recap show, why is now the right time to retire? I mean, now's the right time to retire so I don't make a fool out of myself, so I don't embarrass myself. I'm on the verge of doing just that. Now's the time. It's not easy, mind you, but it's the time. I think this is surprising a lot of folks, including his personal friend, Carl Anderson, who said, we get to the back and I said, AJ, I did not know you were really going to retire. And he goes, really? I said, yeah. What do you mean, really, AJ? We haven't spoken. How am I supposed to know if you're really going to retire or not? And he said, dude, I have to. My neck is hurting too bad. I'm beat up. It's time. I want to help the next generation. And I go, well, I didn't really believe it. And now I got a lot of crow to eat, pal. So I think that's interesting that I guess all the speculation that AJ is going to do this or AJ is going to do that, he's officially retiring. And I think his wife, Wendy Jones, actually took to social media to announce that her son has signed a WWE ID contract.
Wow.
So it looks like AJ Styles is around for the long haul behind the scenes. What do you make of this?
Right thing to do. He can help a lot of people, a lot of ways. He was an undersized guy that had to learn his skill set and refine it, because he's not a giant. He was a smaller guy, as we all know. But, man, he's a great talent, one of the finest talents I've been around. And he's just a real good guy. I got a phone call from him here a while back, and it was just refreshing as hell. He's a breath of fresh air. And I said, man, you can help so many talents just with your experience and your guidance. Coach them up. Be a mentor. And I think that's kind of his destination. And he'll be a great benefit to anybody that has the opportunity to spend time with AJ in a constructive manner. He's the real deal.
We're big AJ fans around here. You know, I think a lot of people give him credit for sort of innovating the style that so many other people strive to. Guys like Will Ospreay grew up watching AJ Styles in TNA as a part of the X Division and thought, hey, that's my guy. I feel like, you know, for a lot of people, he is this generation's Shawn Michaels. So it's no surprise that he's going to go into the Hall of Fame. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But I do want to ask, you've called so many matches for so many great performers, you know, all the way back, you know, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. You've seen them all come and go. Where does AJ Styles as an in-ring performer rank for you?
Right there at the top of the list. He overcame a lack of overwhelming size he was never going to be 6'3", and he's never going to weigh 300. He just he was an overachiever. His skill set was refined and amazing. So he's it's hard looking at the current lay of the land to pick out somebody that has more skills and has contributed more to his world than anybody else. I just and he's been so upstanding, and I think that's something that should not be overlooked.
It was an amazing tribute that WWE did to him. I think a lot of fans, myself included, we were disappointed with what we felt like the send off was going to be in Saudi Arabia at the Royal Rumble. I would have liked to have seen his friends and family there, and we suggested here on this program that Raw is going to be in Atlanta on the 23rd. Maybe it'll happen there, and it did, with his wife and kids sitting in the front row with all of his WWE friends there to come out and acknowledge him and celebrate him. But some really nice cameos from people who don't technically work there and some people who maybe do, but under a different name. I love that we got to see Abyss on WWE programming. His buddy, Chris Park, of course, is one of his most notable rivals in all the time he spent in TNA. The idea that Mr. Park donned the mask one last time for AJ and made his, I guess, Monday Night Raw debut was really fun. To see Frankie Kazarian there, to see the Good Brothers there, the guys that that AJ was close to. It was a really cool moment for AJ and his friends and his family and certainly his fans. But maybe the coolest moment of all is the surprise return of The Undertaker, who I believe, and I don't think AJ knew this as the story goes, he was surprised to learn for the first time, as we all did, that AJ is going into this year's Hall of Fame class. Pretty cool little way to send AJ Styles into retirement, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And very deserving. It's almost like I said, use the term no-brainer. Looking at his track record and his contributions, his reliability, his skills, nothing. He deserves it all. And I'm glad that he's getting his just due.
Yeah, amen to that. We are big AJ Styles fans. What an innovator. I don't know that he ever really got the credit he deserved, but man, he enjoyed so much success. And you want to talk about a short list? How about a short list of one? Guys who held the WWE Championship and the New Japan Championship and the NWA Championship. Like, that's a pretty tall ask. Not a lot of guys held just the NWA or the WWE, but you also sprinkle in the New Japan, and it's what a career, man. He defied all the odds. He overcame the idea that he wasn't the biggest guy, or that he had a Southern accent, and his style of wrestling, his work stood for itself. And I think that's probably what people will remember him for most. I heard you famously say once, I don't remember ever seeing Shawn Michaels botch. And I don't think I've ever seen AJ have a bad match. Certainly some were better than others, but man,
I haven't. I'm with you. I haven't. I can't remember a bad outing for AJ.
Yeah.
They're always very consistent, but that comes from being an athlete, a real true walking, breathing, living athlete. And so he's earned all these accolades. And I think the world of him. He's a good family man. He's the kind of guy you want in your company in any role that he seems to gravitate to. I think mentoring and coaching and helping some of these younger talents. If I were WWE, I would think about stationing AJ in Orlando so he could help some of those young guys with the ring psychology and just the ins and outs of crowd psychology. So I'm just glad I got to work with him some and be friends with him as I am now. So he's just a good dude, man. He's a good dude, and he deserves all the accolades that can come his way. No doubt about it.
I know that you are a wrestling fan first and foremost. So is there a small, while we greatly appreciate that the man gets to go out on his terms. I mean, I don't think there's a cooler thing that we can say than, hey, AJ got to do it his way. We're all tickled for him. However, as a wrestling fan, is there a little part of you that wishes, damn it, I wish he would have come over to AEW because I could have seen this dream match or that dream match or called this main event or that main event. Selfishly, part of you had to want him to test his wares against a Kenny Omega or a Will Ospreay or any of those guys, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It would have been a great adventure, a new match, a fresh match, main event guys, having an agenda, which is all positive. So I'm a big believer in AJ Styles and what he accomplished as a wrestler, as a friend, as a teammate. He did it all, and I'm just sure so glad that I got a chance to watch a lot of his work, to get to know him as a friend. So AJ's he'll be long remembered as one of the greats of the game, and no matter what generation, his work will hold up in any environment, and I think that's something that's really important.
I do want to ask, as we're shifting gears here, about some of the news that has caught headlines over the last week or so. The financial report has come out for WWE, specifically TKO, and it showed, I believe, for the first time in history, WWE generated more revenue and more profit than UFC. And that hasn't happened the entire time with TKO, but you would have to go years back in order to make that comparison for where WWE was. And I know I've even seen some charts that show, even adjusted for inflation, WWE right now is doing much, much stronger business than they did even during the Attitude Era. Like, it's a multiple, and it's almost overwhelming at times when you see how much financial success the company's had. But at the exact same time, they're doing blackouts for their pay-per-views. Like this weekend, the Elimination Chamber, it's in United Center in Chicago, and none of the area bars or restaurants are going to be able to show the Elimination Chamber because the event's not sold out. They've got the exact same challenge at WrestleMania. Meltzer's reporting that tickets are down around 18%, and there's been a blackout. And even when they reduced prices last weekend with a 25% offer, it didn't move the needle on tickets. Has WWE, obviously it's hard to be critical of their success. I mean, you take a look at, I think over the last 2 years, they've had like a 62% stock price increase. I mean, they're just tearing it up.
Yeah.
But it does feel like if tickets aren't moving, hey, is something amiss? Have they outpriced themselves? Have they outpriced the market? Is this unique to this current economy? Is it a Vegas issue? Is it a Chicago issue? How do you reconcile those two? More success than ever, but also not selling tickets.
Well, bottom line, Connie, is that WWE just doesn't have the attractions that are over that I'm sure they would wish they did. But I'm happy for their success. I'm happy for the pro wrestling business success, because that, high tide raises all ships and all those other cliches. So I'm still proud of the pro wrestling business and what we're all doing. I wish AEW's business would continue. Hope it continues to grow. It's deliberate growth. It's not overnight. But I watched Dynamite on Wednesday, and really enjoyed the show. There's a lot of real good wrestling. So it was fun. It's been fun for me, and being here at home a lot and having a chance to catch up on wrestling it's been fun. It's been entertaining, and it's something I've enjoyed participating in.
I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for WWE and their, ticket sales. But I know this weekend is Elimination Chamber, and boy, they've got quite a card laid out. On the men's side of thing, we've got a men's Elimination Chamber with Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Jey Uso. Allegedly, Jey Uso wasn't the original pick to be in this match. I think Bronson Reed was injured, and as such, plans changed, pal.
Yep.
If you take a look at this lineup this weekend, Jim, do you have a favorite? Who would you pick in this one? Would it be Randy, LA Knight, Cody, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, or Jey Uso?
Boy, that's a hard one. That's a tough one, because there's a lot of you can name any of those six guys, and come up with a good scenario. How do you go wrong with Randy Orton or Cody Rhodes? It's tough to say. The USO infusion is important, to not to overlook it or not to ignore it. LA Knight's kind of been waiting around for his shot, so it's hard to pick a winner, which I think is great booking. And I'm not sure. I would go with. I'd be guessing, but I'd probably go with Randy or Cody. But I don't know. It's just hard. It's a hard one to pick, and that's the kind of match you kind of like to hang your hat on, because it's just the way that the wrestling business should be done, where you can't pick a winner, and where there's more than one viable option to be the champion of this match or win this match, I should say. So, I'm a firm believer that that's what keeps the wrestling business alive is new and surprises. And certainly, this match is not a new match. It's new with all these people that are in it. But I just believe that's, as long as you can maintain some integrity with surprises, that type of thing, you're gonna be a little bit ahead of the curve.
Well, there's no doubt of that. They're trying to stay ahead of the curve. I think if they were going to pull the trigger on LA Knight, they may have already done it. It feels like at this point, knowing the winner is going to go on to have a title match at WrestleMania, feels like that's going to be a Cody thing. I could be wrong, but I would pick Cody. Let's take a look at the women. On the women's elimination chamber, we've got Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, and Raquel Rodriguez. The winner will go on for a women's title shot at WrestleMania. What do you think? Does anybody stand out here for you?
Well, I'm a big fan of Rhea Ripley's. I like her game. And I'll say that WWE's done a real nice job of developing the female side of their roster. And I'm a big fan for Rhea Ripley. She's just got lots of talent, a lot of charisma. I like Asuka. I think I like her in-ring game. So, you can pick out any of these ladies and say, well, that was a good choice, because there's no one there is standing head and shoulders above another. They're all talented. They have name identity. They're quote unquote over. So it's always, and I'm always intrigued by how the ladies react to the stipulation and the structure of the Elimination Chamber in this case. So I don't know. I think WWE's done a great job of developing their female side of the roster, and we'll see how well they deliver on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one too. I think the betting favorite is Tiffany Stratton. I, like you, am a big Rhea Ripley fan, so maybe that's the homer in me. I'm pulling for Rhea. We've got a women's intercontinental match on the card as well. This will be Becky Lynch defending against AJ Lee. Two big time stars. Once upon a time, it would have been a main event anywhere in the country. I think it still could be. Becky Lynch got to be one of the hotter acts in WWE, and she's going to be defending against AJ Lee. Are you looking for a feel good moment in Chicago with AJ Lee, or is this going to be the ultimate heat and Becky retains?
I think Becky retains, but not by much. I think it's going to be a very competitive match that'll go down to the wire. And both of these two ladies are very, very talented. They have good mat skills. I think their ring psychology is on point. So it's just hard to pick a winner, and I think that's good booking. That's good booking when you can't easily select a winner. You got to eliminate some people to do that. And who would you eliminate from some of those lineups for the men and the women in the Elimination Chamber?
The World Heavyweight title will be on the line in CM Punk's hometown as he defends his world title against Finn Balor. Really excited to see Finn get a heavyweight title shot. Hate to see it's against Punk in Chicago, though. This feels like it ought to be a win for CM Punk. But hey, if they're looking to not be predictable, maybe it could be the thing everybody's talking about. Finn Balor with the upset victory. What do you expect, Punk or Finn?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what Finn's got left in the tank. I know his tank's not empty. I'm not inferring that, but we haven't seen much of Finn Balor in the last several months, which I kind of missed because I like his work. I was at ringside when he made his debut, and I've always respected Finn's work. He's a wrestling fan first. He's classically trained, so that's going to be a hell of a match. It's a great card, actually, in Chicago. It's a great card, and I'm excited to see how it all plays out. How the powers that be put it all together is going to be interesting, to say the least. It's going to be interesting in a good way because there's a lot of right ways to get things done on any wrestling match, especially one like the Elimination Chamber.
I, for one, am looking forward to this card. I think the Elimination Chamber makes it interesting. And of course, the whole Chicago Punk and AJ thing makes it interesting. It's all going down this Saturday. And I got to get up early Saturday. So I may need to hit some coffee that morning, or better yet, maybe I'll hit some Mudwater.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Mudwater. You know, listen, a lot of my morning routine has changed, especially with my wife. What we're finding is we like a little less chaos, a little less jittery energy, more of that locked in feeling that makes the day feel doable. That, of course, is where Mudwater comes in. Their original blend is a coffee alternative made with cacao, chai, turmeric, and functional mushrooms like lion's mane and reishi. You get a warm, focused boost without the wired buzz or the midday crash that usually tags along with a regular cup of coffee. And if you're still craving that true taste of coffee, buddy, you're in luck. They actually just launched a new low-calf coffee made from our organic Arabica coffee beans, L-theanine, and the same functional mushrooms that you use in the other blends. It's smooth, it's rich, and it's only got 45 milligrams of caffeine, so you get the flavor that you love, but without the jitters, the crash, or the spiraling thoughts. So whether it's mixing up the original blend or easing into something that gets you more than your usual brew, Mudwater makes it ridiculously easy to start the day feeling good. You can now grab it at Target or Sprouts nationwide. It makes mornings better than ever, and every single ingredient in Mudwater's products are 100% USDA certified, organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, and kosher. There's also zero sugar and no sweeteners added. And the best part about Mudwater is it provides sustained energy without the spikes and crash of traditional coffee. So if you're ready to make the switch to cleaner energy, head on over to mudwater.com and grab your starter kit today. That's MUDWTR.com. And right now our listeners get an exclusive deal. How about up to 43% off your entire order, plus free shipping and a free rechargeable frother when you use the code JR. That's up to 43% off with the code JR at MUDWTR.com. After you purchase, they're going to ask you how you found them. Please support our show and let them know we sent you.
All right. So, Jim, before we put a button on our wrestling discourse and we watch some wrestling, I did want to ask you, you know, we are just a couple of weeks away now from AEW Revolution. It's going down in LA at the crypto.com arena, March 15th. And there's already been a handful of matches announced, but the main event is the one I'm most focused on right now because we've got MJF and Hangman Adam Page. And this is being positioned as a last chance Texas death match for the AEW world title. And the stipulations, as I understand it, are if Page loses, he'll never be able to challenge for the AEW world title again. MJF's been on an absolute tear. It does feel like AEW audiences have been growing and ratings have done really, really well. This is another one of those that you kind of can't pick. It feels like for the past 2 years or so, Hangman Adam Page has been the central character in AEW. But then when MJF comes back, it feels like, oh, well, maybe we've fast forwarded that conversation. We forget that AEW, when it was arguably at its peak, MJF was on top. What do you expect here in a last chance Texas death match? I know these guys are going to get bloody and it's going to be no holds barred and it's going to be an attraction to say the least. But now there's this new stip. If Page loses, he'll never be able to challenge for the title again. That's not common. I don't think we've seen that since Cody threw that down against Chris Jericho back in like 2019 or something. What do you make of this step, Jim?
Not crazy about it. I'm not crazy about it. I find it can be perceived as letting I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. And why would Page put that stipulation on the board, sign his name to the contract, if he was not going to have success? So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Both those guys the match will be great. I think we overlook sometimes the talents and the skills of the cowboy from Virginia. He's a player. He's a player, and I just hope he has a great outing. And he and MJF should have pardon me, I got hiccups, a classic.
Speaking of classics, there've already been a few classics for years and years. It felt like a dream match. FTR and Young Bucks. It is official. It's happening again in 2 weeks at AEW Revolution. This time it's for the AEW Tag Team Championships. When FTR was with WWE and the Young Bucks were sort of outside the tent, so to speak, it felt like a dream match, and now they're going to make it happen. Is this as good as tag team wrestling gets in this modern era? This feels like a modern equivalency of, I don't know, the Rock and Rolls and Midnights or something, one of those rivalries like that.
Yeah, I think that that's fair. That's fair, quite honestly. Oh man, I'm looking forward to that match too. That's going to be a dandy. I'm not sure I'm working the show, but if I am, I hope I get lucky enough to draw that one.
That's interesting. I hope you're on that one. I hope that we get to see and hear you do your thing. I'm also looking forward to the AEW Continental Championship match being on the line. It's a rematch. Jon Moxley defending against Takeshita. Of course, they've had a time limit draw, kind of old school. I like that the rematch means there's no time limit. I know that in this fast-paced social media era we're in now, everybody's got these really short attention spans. Just the idea that there is a stipulation that says no time limit, man, that jumps off the page in 2026, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I like that better than that kind of stipulation better than if you don't win, you're not going to be able to try your luck again type thing. That just seems a little old school to me, maybe too old school. And I'm an old school guy. So, but we'll see how it plays out. It may play out to make it a beautiful finish and forward the story. And and I don't have any problem with a finish, having a finish. I think Hangman Page is a great champion. Has the opportunity to become even a better champion if he can win this match on Saturday.
I'm excited for us to take a look. It's going down, of course, on March 15th. We hope you'll make plans to join JR and the rest of the crew. Tickets are on sale now at AEWTIX.com. They've been on an absolute tear with great TV shows. If you're an AEW fan, maybe you've been checking it out, maybe you haven't. I encourage you, check out Dynamite. Even my lapsed wrestling friends who say, oh, I used to watch, but I don't anymore. I got texts from them in the last few weeks saying how great Dynamite's been. You're missing out on some great stuff if you haven't checked it out. Before we let you call this Ring of Honor match, I wanted to ask you about Ring of Honor. Yeah. It looks like they're having a bit of a change. Now they're going to be doing their television from the WJCT studios in Jacksonville, Florida. So this is a bit of a throwback, and it's something from a bygone era that is right up my alley, and I bet you like it too. They're doing it at 100 Festival Park Avenue in Jacksonville. Doors are going to open at 2:30. You're going to pre-register in order to be eligible to attend. I think it's pretty cool though that we've got studio wrestling again in Jacksonville for Ring of Honor. And it all starts this weekend, March 1st, Sunday, March 1st. What do you make of this? This is a fun development.
Yeah, it is fun. And it'll be fun to see how it plays out. But anytime you can create a new TV venue give more guys a chance to be on television and show what they got. I think it's a good thing. So I'm for trying it. I really am, and I hope it is as successful as AEW management is looking for. So we'll see. I like the fact that AEW is trying different things. I watched their show, as I said, on Wednesday, and it was just a lot of great wrestling and some really athletic talents that I enjoyed watching them do their thing. So we'll see how it takes us. That's the great thing about wrestling, is that there's always an end game, or should be. How could there not be, right? So I'm a big fan of what Tony Khan and AEW are doing with a very talented roster. The roster itself doesn't get the credit that it deserves, at least in my opinion. And if you watch the matches on Wednesday, like I did, you're pleasantly surprised of how good it is. How good it really is, and the wrestling has been great. And AEW is still bringing the product, and they're still delivering.
We're fired up for Honor Club. Honor Club is what is allowing us to watch this match we're about to watch with Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa. I want to give a quick plug for them. We wouldn't be able to show this footage without permission from Tony Khan and of course, Ring of Honor and Honor Club. But you can catch all of the new TV tapings that are happening in the studio, plus their premium live events that are absolutely can't miss. Plus, you get their incredible archives over at Honor Club. It's only a few bucks a month. Check it out. Honor Club is where you need to be for Ring of Honor. But what we're going to be reviewing today is from September 20th, 2013. They were in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the Pennsylvania National Guard Armory. And on the call were Kevin Kelly, Nigel McGuinness, and Maria Kanellis that night. But on the call momentarily will be the voice of wrestling, good old JR. What a card this was, too. We're here at a show called Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor 9. And we've got a singles match with Jay Lethal beating Silas Young. Then we've got Mike Elgin and Kevin Steen. We've got the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles on the line, as Kozlov and Romero are wrestling the American Wolves, Richards and Edwards. A very young Hangman Adam Page over a fellow who works behind the scenes for AEW, RD Evans. We've got Roderick Strong working with Ricky Marvin. We had an 8-man tag team match with something for everybody. ACH, Thomas, Caprice Coleman, Cedric Alexander, Red Dragon, Matt Taven, Michael Bennett. And of course, in our main event, it was Adam Cole and Michael Elgin. This was all to determine the Ring of Honor World Championship. This is a tournament, and they were going to battle it out to crown a new champion. And we're about to watch one of the matches on the way there. This is a tournament semifinal match with Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa. Adam Cole, of course, said what I believe, hopefully I'm proven wrong, but I think it may have been his farewell speech of sorts this past July in Arlington at All In. He got to pour his heart out in the middle of the ring and let people know he was dealing with some physical challenges that would not allow him to compete, not only at that card, but for the foreseeable future. Fingers crossed that he's able to have some sort of medical miracle and make a return like a Bryan Danielson or an Edge or a Christian or so many others who we thought we would never see again.
Right.
Our fingers are crossed that maybe Adam Cole can do that too. But his opponent this night in 2013 is Tommaso Ciampa, who is relatively new to AEW. And of course, we know in his very first match, he secured the TNT title with a win over Mark Briscoe. So I'm excited for us to take a look at this one and watch this one from way back when in 2013, September 20th, 2013. Once again, this footage is provided to us by Honor Club. I want to encourage you to go subscribe there and check out all the great stuff behind the scenes in Ring of Honor. You can see some Punk, some AJ Styles, some Samoa Joe. Everybody has wrestled for Ring of Honor. Yes, even Cody versus Kenny. It happened in Ring of Honor, and it's all available now at Honor Club. And there's so much great wrestling. You may get yourself excited. It may feel like you popped a Blue Chew Gold.
All right, guys, it's not a Grilling JR episode without us bragging about Blue Chew and JR's wiener. He's on the hot streak, boys and girls. They're using his proper pronouns down in Jacksonville Beach. He's standing tall and strutting like a peacock. Now he's trying to let the legend grow in Norman. Blue Chew Gold is his tag team partner in this endeavor. This is the #1 chewable ED brand, but their latest innovation. No, sir, this ain't your grandpa's little blue pill. Now JR can stomp a mud hole in it and walk it dry. Thanks to this 4-in-1 beast that's setting the gold standard for performance. We're talking 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep that rocket pumping, mixed with apomorphine and oxytocin to turn up the arousal and connection in your brain and body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves under your tongue, and it works in as little as 15 minutes. And good God Almighty, you're going to think someone's been broken in half when you get done. We're talking getting it on quicker, staying in the game longer, elevation without hesitation, peak passion, peak performance, all in a single tablet. If your bed could talk after this, it'd be asking for a break. We're going to find out if you really are tougher than a government mule. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at bluechew.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with the code JR. That's promo code JR. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. And business is about to pick up. Boomer sooner.
All right, Jim. So now that all of our commercials are out of the way, it's time for us to watch some wrestling and let the voice of wrestling do what he does best. Let's get in our Wayback Machine. September 20th, 2013, Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor 9, Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa. Here we go.
I really believe this is going to be a great match. I have not called it. I have not seen it, but I am very much respectful of the two guys. There's Ciampa. And seeing Adam Cole there is pretty cool. So Ciampa trying to get the early advantage in this matchup. Pace has everything to do the winner. Pace in the match. Ciampa is a pleasant addition to the AEW roster nowadays. And as Conrad said, we hope that we can see Ciampa have as much success in AEW as he had in other promotions. I like Adam Cole's in-ring game. I think he's a really talented kid. Well, that'll change your attitude. Ciampa is a very focused, very talented guy. As I said, I hope that he has as much success in AEW as he has had elsewhere. Don't know why he wouldn't. He seems to be healthy. Big risk, chance taken. But it looks like it's going to pay off for Ciampa. Wow. Man, that's nasty. Ciampa in firm control right now. He's keeping his high-risk offense under control. These two guys are so good. They really are so good, Ciampa and Adam Cole. Uh-oh. This is not a good sign. Removing the protective mat, and all it's protected you from is that concrete. Ciampa's got some evil thoughts in his mind, if you're asking me. Adam Cole has to get back in control, and he does. Oh, man. That concrete floor is exposed, and it's a tough one to handle. Big crowd on hand here. There's a cover. I think sometimes talents are a little leery of going for a cover because they don't feel that their opposition is either up to speed or whatever you want to say. But it's just you got one guy here, Ciampa, who's controlled this match from the beginning. Low drop kick. Another drop kick, leg hooked. Both these guys are close to the same size. Both men still jockeying for position. I'd say thus far, Ciampa's had a little bit of the advantage offensively. Man, that's a deadly hold right there. Ciampa looks a little worse for wear after that exchange. Yeah, this is a great opportunity to catch some great wrestling in this, the Honor Club. Some of the greats of the game in the last generation or so have plied their wares right here in this ring for under the Ring of Honor banner. Suplex blocked. And head first into the apron of the ring. You know my thoughts on that. That is a dangerous, dangerous area. Momentum seems to have changed again. Near fall. Adam Cole going for a cover, which I thought was smart and timely. Adam Cole, really, really talented. Just got to get him healthy where he can go out and have his game the way he wants it. So I would say going into this match that Adam Cole was not the favorite, and he got slammed face first, and a near fall created. Both men a little worse for wear. This has been a very physical match. Hard shot to the face. Both these guys are great catch can wrestlers. And right now, Adam Cole is at the disadvantage. Ciampa with a running knee lift and another one. One thing about Ciampa, you can't let Adam Cole get a second breath. Well, we're going to the high rent district. Things are changing. Man, that could do it. That was a near fall. Ciampa thought he had Adam Cole. not to be this time. Crowd being treated to an outstanding wrestling match, to say the least. Well, look out here. Something bad's about to happen, folks. Ciampa held on to the top rope. That stopped the aggression. It gives Adam Cole an opportunity to regroup and to maybe reset his offense. That will slow you down immensely, having your leg worked on like that around the ring post. The shades of the Bret the Hitman Hart with that leg lock on the ring post. This is really going to cut down on the speed and the quickness of Ciampa. Adam Cole got to figure out a way to get back on the offensive attack as he is surveying the action, evaluating the condition of his opponent. Inside cradle countered. Figure 4 leg lock. Been around forever. Very effective submission move. Ciampa trying to reverse it here. Looks like he has. Cole and Ciampa both have put out great effort in this physical contest, but nobody's got a clear-cut advantage for any length of time. As quick as these guys wrestle and as offensive-minded as they are, one could beat the other really quickly. Right hands are finding a home. Hard knee by Adam Cole. Cole can't believe that he didn't get the cover of the pin on that scenario, but he didn't. Ciampa very pugnacious, looking to maintain a presence offensively in this matchup, but he's being tested right now. Adam Cole back up. Cole with a kick, using the flat of the foot. Hard one right to the jaw. That knee was blocked. Ciampa used his muscle to get out of that predicament. Kick right to the face. And a clothesline. Found its mark. Power bomb. Ciampa has turned the corner and is building an advantage here. High stakes match. Passions are running high, this one. Boy, that could do it. It was ugly, but it was not enough. Back to the figure four. Seeing a lot of the figure four in this matchup. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You hear those slats. Open hands right across the jaw. Adam Cole with an advantage. Referee checking and that's it. Adam Cole stuck with that figure four long enough to finally get in a position to where he could finish it. And finish it he did. Battling through pain and injury and so forth. Adam Cole, an impressive victory.
What a match. Tommaso Ciampa in action against Adam Cole. Adam Cole gets the victory. First time probably seeing those two guys wrestle, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a fan of both guys' work. I really am. Hopefully they both could get totally healthy and to show us what they really can do.
Excited to see what Tommaso Ciampa does in AEW. I think we're all pulling for Adam Cole. And I'm also pulling for you to go try some Sauce It, baby, from jrsbbq.com. Everything's in stock. I talked to Stephen Link earlier today. You got the hot sauce. You got multiple types of barbecue sauce. You've even got the all-purpose seasoning. The jerky's in stock. There's something for everybody, including autographed collectibles over at jrsbbq.com. And a friend of mine, Jim, he's famous for saying it costs nothing to look.
Not a damn thing, Connie. Not a damn thing.
Go check it out, jrsbbq.com. Jim, this was a blast today. I'm glad we finally got to hook up. I'm glad you had a safe trip across the pond. And next week, I'm kind of looking forward to you calling some different matches. I know one of the things that we had planned to take a look at, and I'm excited to finally get to do it, is a little bit of Cody action. We're going to have Cody versus Kenny Omega and the Bucks against the Briscoes, Okada, and Ospreay. It's about as loaded as you can get.
Wow.
We're going to be watching it next week here on the program. It's a 6-man tag. JR's never seen this. I haven't seen it since it aired, and I'm excited for us to go back and revisit this. It's almost 10 years ago now, but you take a look at just the impact that those folks have had in wrestling. I guess it's an 8-man tag, but the Briscoes, I mean, the most decorated team in the history of Ring of Honor. Okada, arguably one of the greatest and finest performers in the history of New Japan. Will Ospreay has more 5-star matches from Dave Meltzer than almost every other wrestler combined against the Young Bucks, who are perennial year in, year out tag team of the year. And Kenny Omega, man, what else is there to say? The big bout machine, the best bout machine, the highest rated match in wrestling history, according to Dave Meltzer. And then Cody, the guy who was QB1 when WWE enjoyed their greatest success. That's what we'll be watching next week here on the program. Tell a friend.
Yeah,
JR,
tell a friend.
A little different here with Grilling JR. Jim, how are you liking calling these old matches? I, as a fan, can't get enough of it.
I love it. Thank you. I love it. I hope you enjoy my work. But I love calling matches that I haven't, especially ones that I haven't seen before. And that's kind of what we've been coming up with here. It's all new. It's new to me, and I'm happy about that.
Well, we're happy that you guys joined us. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell. We're going to be trying some new things in the month of March. JR and I are going to be going live, and we're going to be taking your questions. We want you to not miss your chance to pick the brain of the voice of professional wrestling. It's totally free. It's our YouTube. It's grillingjr.com. Go right there right now. Hit that subscribe button. You'll be glad you did.
Yeah.
And Jim, I'm looking forward to this weekend, man. We got Elimination Chamber on deck and 2 weeks away from AEW. It's going to be a big time.
I got an appearance at the Oklahoma State Fairgrounds on Saturday. So
there you go.
Check that out and come out and see me. I appreciate it. It's good to see people come see you, especially when you're in your home market.
Yes.
Because I'll see a lot of people there that good chance I haven't seen in quite some time. And, you know, I'm not taking advantage of the situation. I'm very blessed that I get to go and see a lot of my buddies are going to be there. And so check it out, folks. It's going to be fun. And I am looking forward to seeing each and every one of you.
Now, if I'm correct, and I may be wrong on this, but I think I have it right. You're like 20 minutes away from Oklahoma City and Norman, so that's a home game for you, right?
Yeah, about that. Yeah, not far.
Yeah. Well,
So-
that's awesome, man. I hope you have fun during the day, and I hope everybody gets to check out Elimination Chamber. I know the world will be watching because there's certainly WrestleMania implications. And then 2 weeks from now, AEW coming to the West Coast. Go grab your tickets now, AEWTIX.com. And tell a friend, JR is calling a star-studded match next week right here, totally for free. You can watch it and hear the voice of wrestling VO it at grillingjr.com. We'll see you next week right here on Grilling JR with the voice of wrestling, Mr. Jim Ross.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We appreciate your support, and we're very grateful, Conrad and I are, that you guys support us as religiously as you do. You're good people, and we're going to try to always make you proud of us. So take care, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, sir.